I started this project in CS6 and I wanted to see if I could finish it in CS7.1. I liked 3 rows having the quilt finished. So I'll look at, I needed these 3 rows right here. So what I did in CS6, I selected one repeat and I exported that to CSQ. Now you can see down at the bottom how the height and the width are, and that's the way, since it was already set up in CS6, that is what I wanted this pattern to be. So I exported it to CSQ, then I imported it into CS7. If I select that pattern, you can see that yes, it is the size 11.38 and 11.2. I just imported it in there. Then I placed the machine head in the upper left corner. With it in the upper left corner, I selected repeat patterns. I clicked OK, and that put one copy on the CAD screen. Then instead of using all of this up here or total size down here, I wanted to use repeats and rows. So I made sure this was locked. I locked that. Well, maybe before I do that, I should show you what happens here. If I start adding repeats, see what it does to the pattern. It doesn't do a very good job here of adding those repeats like that. I'll just cancel that. Go back to repeat patterns again. That's the easiest way to get out of it. Click OK. Now, before I set it up, I'm going to go and lock this reset repeats and rows. Okay, I've got it locked. Now when I add repeats, it should maintain the size. I want 5 repeats. Okay, it's maintaining the size. And I want 4 rows. I only need 3, but I'm giving it a 4th row for a reason. Okay, so I have that all set up. I'll just click OK. The spacing looks good, so I don't need to change any spacing. Click OK. Now I have it on the screen, and I have 4 rows. I only need 3. So you can see the size is exactly the same in each repeat. So what I did was, okay, I decided what I would do. I would just relocate using this point right there, and I'll click somewhere, it doesn't matter where, get my drop down, relocate, shift all to one point. Just click on a known point. Now I know I like to use the end snap, so I'll turn it on, let it snap to the start point of the first repeat in that top row. Click yes. Now I have everything relocated around the last row. So this is what I did, was I placed the needle at the bottom here at the start point of the first repeat in the last row that I stitched. That way I could relocate this row around where the other row was on the quilt, the old row. Selected this, toggled it as sewn. All I had to do was draw a boundary around this and make sure everything was inside the boundary, and just quilt these last 3 rows. So that was simple enough to do, and that's an idea that maybe someone can use.